Today I ask you, what is your dream? Today, Lindy Kofer, she came on stage during worship and she said, what is your dream? She said, if it's not solely Jesus, then it's too small, it's too shallow. It doesn't matter if it's to be on a platform, if it's to go to the nations, or to like whatever if it's not like, if your dream is not solely Jesus, I just want you, like, then nothing else comes. Nothing else will come. Your sole motivation for anything in this life has to be because I just want you, Jesus, and I just want to please you, Jesus. And that's what shook me, because in the middle of worship, I just heard the Lord like so clearly say, like, nothing else matters. Like, if you don't want me with your whole heart, then nothing else matters. I mean, literally in Matthew it says, seek first the kingdom and all these things shall be added. Seek first God and everything else will follow. Not that we even need anything else. If God never does another thing for you in this lifetime, he's already done enough. His grace is sufficient for you. Like, sometimes we need to be like Paul with that thorn, and to be humbled in that way, that like we're every day we're constantly, God, like, I need this, I need you to do this, I want you to do this. God, you said you were gonna do this. You said Jesus is saying, like, am I enough? Am I enough for you? Is this enough? Me, am I enough? Not the promises, not the visions, not the dreams. Those are all great, right? And God is faithful to keep his promises. But like, he's saying, like, I want your heart to be postured so that I am solely enough for you, so that I am enough. We didn't choose him. He chose us. He chose us first. The word says that we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2:10. God planned out these good works for us to walk in before he even formed the world, before he even formed us. Another speaker today said that God doesn't stop forming us and fashioning us when we leave the womb. Like, it says, I knitted you in your mother's womb, I formed you in your mother's womb. But he doesn't stop there just because we've exited the womb. He continues to form and fashion us day by day. We continue to grow. And we were speaking about Judges 6, and we were talking about Gideon, and how, you know, Gideon, we think of Gideon, and Gideon was just like this small, timid, you know, he said he was the least of his tribe. But in Judges 6:14, it says, to go in this might of yours and save Israel from the hand of Midian. Do I not send you? And it's so powerful, because God is saying, go in this might of yours, because he's speaking to his potential. Gideon says, I'm the least of my tribe. Like, I'm not, like, you could pick literally anybody else, but God was speaking to his future, to his potential, and bringing it into the now. That's the beauty of prophetic words, of the voice of the Lord. Like, God sees our future. He sees our potential. He literally formed us and fashioned us for us to walk out those good works that he prepared beforehand. He knows what we're capable of before we even know. And oftentimes the enemy is more aware of our potential than we are. Oftentimes the enemy is more aware of what we're capable of through Jesus than we are. That's why we experience the spiritual warfare. That's why we're constantly under attack, because the enemy knows what's inside of us. He knows what we can do, what the Lord has planned for us. And oftentimes, like, we're sitting on the sidelines like, God, I'm not capable. I can't do anything. And God is like, do you forget that I literally reside inside of you? Do you forget that through me you can do all things? And the enemy's over here laughing on the sidelines, like, beating us up to a pulp. They don't even know. They don't even know. The enemy is more scared of us than we are of him, because he knows our potential. The enemy is nothing. He's so small. He's so small. That's why if he didn't think we were capable, he wouldn't be throwing the attacks at us day by day. All that to say that if you're comfortable, if you're feeling complacent, chances are you're not where the Lord wants you to be. The Lord is constantly seeking for us to be uncomfortable, because uncomfortability produces growth and produces transformation within us. If we're comfortable, we're stagnant. Like, we need to always be seeking to be uncomfortable. Uncomfortableness causes us to rely on God in ways that we wouldn't if we're comfortable and we feel like we don't need him. If we're constantly seeking to be uncomfortable, we're constantly seeking to be dependent on God. If we're constantly seeking to be uncomfortable, we are constantly seeking to be dependent on God. So to sum this up, Jesus Christ has to be your one desire, your one sole desire. Jesus Christ has to be your dream, and let everything else follow suit after that. The Lord will provide every single thing after that. And know who you are in Christ. Know your identity. Know your potential. Be open to the fact that God knows exactly what it is you are capable of. So when he speaks that over you, when he uses someone else to speak it over you, whatever it may be, receive it. Receive it and know that God created you to walk in that, and walk in it in confidence, and trust that he will finish the work that he started in you. Just imagine the fear and trembling that the kingdom of darkness would have, knowing that we all collectively just understood what our identity was in Christ, knowing that we were sons and daughters of the King, that we were capable of anything, that we could do anything, that we could do all things through Christ who strengthened us. Imagine how scared, they're already scared. The enemy's already scared, but imagine how much more scared he would be if we truly all encouraged each other in this way and lifted each other up in this way and came together just knowing this identity in Christ. Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes day 2. Love y'all. Have a blessed and beautiful night.